Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I posted, but yeah, it's all about it's just a little technical difficulties, but hey, I'm back. Yeah, I have a lot to talk about by the way since my last video. A lot has been happening. Ten Hag Ten Hag got fired. We appointed Ruben Amorim, who, by the way, Man City wanted Ruben Amorim, but then Amorim chose Man United over Man City. Um, but I think the initial deal was that Amorim said, "Okay, I understand that you want me right now, but can I come in the summer?" And Man United were like, "No, it's either now or never." So Amorim had to take the job. Personally, as you all know, I wasn't for firing Ten Hag. I could see what Ten Hag was trying to do. Personally, I I admired. I did not agree with every decision that he was making, but then I could see what he was trying to do. So I was willing to be patient with Ten Hag because I saw a vision in Ten Hag. Amorim has come in. He's playing a back three. He's playing a 3-5-3 formation, and like the positions of the fullbacks actually in his initial system, the wingers played as fullbacks. So in the three will be three defenders, three midfielders, three five, three 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 defenders, three midfielders, two wingers, two number 10s be okay, let me just try and get this clear. He will play with three defenders, three central defenders, right? In the midfield, he will play a midfield two of a holding midfielder or two sixes who have different attributes. In that, one six will be better defensively, and the other six will be better attacking wise. You know, then the people giving width will not be fullbacks, but will be wingers who are playing in the fullback position, but are wingers. So like they are basically forwards. In front of that will be two number 10s and the top striker. That is Amorim's system. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of a back three. Um, but I'm seeing what Amorim is trying to do. And I wouldn't want Man United to fire Amorim. But yet again, I didn't want Man United to fire Ten Hag because I could see, unlike other people who are like Ten Hag out, Ten Hag out, I wasn't Ten Hag out. I could see what Ten Hag is trying to do. Yes, I understand, and this is a question I would like to ask Man United fans actually. Ten Hag had a brilliant first season. He went downhill basically. Brilliant first season, second season that was meh, and a terrible third season. If Ten Hag had a terrible first season, if he had his third season as his first season, then if it was turned around, I think people would accept because Ten Hag came in and had a brilliant first season. That's for sure. He had a brilliant first season. But then when you set high standards, you always held up to those high standards. So I think he set some really high standards, but then the players let him down and the standards kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And the fans, we forgot that the players are the problem. Even though Ten Hag made a couple of mistakes, like the way he kept on backing Rashford and Garnacho, especially Rashford. But then I could understand why he was backing Rashford because in his interview, he was asked if he could get the best out of Rashford. So that was part of his contract. Part of his contract was to get the best out of Marcus Rashford. So even though it was frustrating to me how many times he will pick Rashford and Bruno, I could understand why he's doing it, because in his contract he was told to get the best out of Marcus Rashford. So like I could understand. But yeah, basically, just to put it all in a nutshell, I could see what Ten Hag was trying to do. That's what I'm trying to say. I wasn't for firing Ten Hag. To me, I wanted Ten Hag to get this season. Even if we finished eighth again this season with Ten Hag, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Clear out more of the players, get in more of his players. Then next season, I will judge Ten Hag. I will judge Ten Hag on next season. But it's happened. I'm not manager FC. I'm not player FC. Man United comes first. So Ten Hag was fired. Well and good. We move on. Amorim is here. He's trying to play a certain brand of football. I can see what he's trying to do, but then I'm not a huge fan of a back three. So he hasn't won me over yet, but then I like the way he speaks. He hasn't really won me over, but I'm willing to give him time. Let me see what he will do. Let me see what he can do when he gets his players. That's basically all I can say about Amorim. On to other news. I wanted to highlight some games that I personally would be watching this game week. I will be watching Spurs Newcastle because I love how Newcastle are playing. We got beat by Newcastle last week 2-0, and I really enjoy Newcastle. Like I love how they are playing, and I just love Newcastle. So I will. Spurs are at home to Newcastle, so like I would say Newcastle beat Spurs, say 3-0. I will be watching Fulham Ipswich as well because I love Ipswich, the way they are playing. Delap, brilliant striker. I will be watching that game as well. I will predict. You know what? I want to go with my heart with all these games, and going with my heart, I will predict a Newcastle win 2-0. I will predict a sneaky 1-0 win to Ipswich. Going with my heart, I will predict Man United sneaky 2-1 win against Liverpool, because there are so many times like in the past I can attribute that Man United were not on really good form, but then in the big games we tend to deliver, like when Man City was going to win the league at Old Trafford. No, Man City was going to beat us and win the league, and they were 2-0 up in the first half. We came out in the second half and beat them 3-2. Then went away. Then lost at home to West Brom the next week. So I think Man United will sneak a win against Liverpool, 2-1 win. Wolves Nottingham Forest is also a really good game, and I'm not a fan of either one of. I don't have any bias when it comes to Wolves and Nottingham Forest. So I'll be watching it from a neutral fan's perspective. So going with my heart, I think Nottingham Forest have been flying this season. Second place. I mean, they're having a nosebleed, and I will go for Nottingham Forest to win, to beat Wolves. Wolves are struggling, but they've had this new manager bounce. But I will say Nottingham Forest will beat Wolves quite comfortably. Say 2-0. Yeah. So on the same video, I wanted to do my team of the season. For my team of the season, and I want to do my team of the season and manager of the season, and my predicted 11 for Man United against Liverpool. For Man United, of course, the bias. I'm a Man United fan. And the team that I think will win the league. Yeah. So for my team of the season, I am going for in goal. In goal, I will take David Raya, because I think he's up there with the most clean sheets with Nottingham Forest goalkeeper as well. But I think I would have gone for the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, but I think Arsenal even though Arsenal fans would say that their season isn't going as they wanted, because with Man City dropping off, Arsenal chased Man City for the last, I think, 2 years. So with Man City dropping off, you will think Arsenal will pick up the mantle, but then they've dropped off a little bit over the last few games. Looking at their game last week, playing Brentford away, Brentford is a very hard place. They went there, had an easy 3-0 win without Saka. Arsenal are flying. That's why I would have David Raya as my goalkeeper team of the year. Not the season, team of the year. I will have David Raya. At right back, this hurts a lot. This really pains me. But without bias, at right back, this hurts me so much. But I will take Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think he's a brilliant right back. I think he's a right back. I will take Trent Alexander-Arnold. At centre back, the two pairing. This comes maybe with a little bias, but I will go with Virgil van Dijk and Saliba. But then I feel like they are two of basically the same defense, as in Virgil and Saliba are similar. Their game is so similar. So if I would take one of the two, I will take Van Dijk, because Van Dijk is the best defender in the league. I will take Van Dijk and just throw it out there and put Milinkovic as his partner. Milinkovic, Nottingham Forest, because I think Nottingham Forest have been brilliant this season. Brilliant, and they deserve a couple of shoutouts. At left back, I will put. I was gambling between Kakes and Aina, but I think I will put Kakes in there. Bournemouth. I think he's all right. I think Man United should be looking towards buying him. But then if you look at Amorim's system, he doesn't really play with full backs. So I think he needs wingers who can play as wing backs. But then they are not really wing backs. They are still wingers who can defend. So this Man United fans saying that we need a left back, we need a right back. I don't think we need either, because our manager doesn't play with either. We have Dalo and what's the other guy? Dalo and we have Dalo, Malasia, Lukshaw, never fit. I think he should pursue a medical career after he's done with Man United, because the amount of time he spends unfit, bro, he must know a lot in the medical career. Mazraoui, we have Dalo and Mazraoui who are always fit. So I think those are enough, because our manager doesn't really play with fullbacks. He plays with wingers in the position of those fullbacks. So I don't think we should buy a fullback. I think we should buy some wingers who are like, for example, Amad Diallo, brilliant in defending and attacking, but he's a winger, So yeah, I don't think we should buy any fullback. So that's so far David Raya, Arnold, Milinkovic, Van Dijk, and Kakes. That's my defensive back five. David Raya as the keeper, of course. I'll go for a 4-3-3 formation. In midfield, at holding midfield, there are shouts for Gravenberch, Bruno Guimaraes, brilliant holding midfielders, by the way. But personally, maybe it's the Man United bias, but I will go with Ugarte, because this guy has really impressed me over the last few games. Ugarte has been brilliant, honestly speaking. So as the holding midfielder, Thomas Partey has been alright as well. Declan Rice. there are so many players that you could put in there. And as I'm saying, maybe it's the Man United bias in me, but Ugarte has been really impressive this year. So I will put Ugarte in there. The other two midfielders will be Cole Palmer, of course, as the number 10. And as the number 6, there are so many, honestly speaking. I will sneak Declan Rice in there. Declan Rice has really impressed me. Um, Declan Rice in West Ham used to play as the holding midfielder, and you will hear his teammates saying that Declan Rice can offer a lot more than being a holding midfielder. And he went to Arsenal, huge challenge, and he's been delivering week in, week out. Yeah, I will have Declan Rice in there. Ugarte, Declan Rice, and Cole Palmer. In my front three, say, let me start with the left wing. To left wing, I will put Luis Diaz. Yeah, I think he's been brilliant. Um, uh, Not really. Okay, Luis Diaz has been alright. Uh, there hasn't been a lot of shining light with left wingers of late. So as in even in left back, there hasn't been a lot. But I will sneak. I don't know. I haven't seen any. Rashford has been down. Martinelli is not better than Luis Diaz. But yeah, I will put Luis Diaz in there. As a striker, and this will shock you. This might shock you. I will put Alexander Isaac as my striker because I think he's a better all-round striker than Haaland. Haaland is way better at scoring goals. Get me clear on that. But I think not Alexander Isaac is a way better striker all round. His hold-up game, he can score goals, create assists. He can be a rat. The way he presses. I think I will put Alexander Arnold in there. And on the right, I think it's so obvious to put Salah in there because I think it's a disgrace how Salah is never in the conversations for a Ballon d'Or. That shows you just how much corruption goes on in there. Because I think if Salah was a Brazilian or like a European player, I think he'd have won the Ballon d'Or a couple of times now. Because I think if you ask me to choose a player in the world right now who's like at the top, it's Salah. Consistency wise, he's never injured. His discipline, Salah to me. Yeah, you could throw your Viniciuses in there and like Mbappe, and once again, let me remind you, this really hurts from a Manchester United perspective. But then I have a lot of respect for Liverpool because they have the history that Manchester City don't. So I hate Liverpool, but I respect them. And I think Salah is the best player in the world. And I've just said it. I think Salah is the best player in the world. And I think on the right wing, I was thinking of putting Saka in there because Salah is so obvious. But I think I just might put Salah in there. So yeah, that will be my team of the season. Raya in goal. Trent, Van Dijk, Milinkovic, Kakes. A midfield three of Ugarte, Declan Rice, and Cole Palmer. A front three of Luis Diaz, Alexander Isaac, and Mohamed Salah. That will be my team of the season. Coming to manager of the season, I think it's one of two, either Arne Slot or the Nottingham Forest manager who was from Wolves. What's his name? I forgot his name. Because so many people will say that, yeah, it's so easy coming into Liverpool when you have Salah, Van Dijk, a really good team that was challenging. But then David Moyes came and inherited a Manchester United side that had just won the league and failed to operate it. So it's not an easy task. It's not an easy task. So I think I will have earn a slot in there. Not discrediting what Nottingham Forest are doing. They are second in the league. Brilliant. I'm not discrediting them, but I think an slot coming into the Premier League with all the pressures of the league, it's not. The Premier League is the fastest league in the world. It's way more faster than the Champions League, way more faster. And he came into a league that he didn't really understand the inner workings of, and has taken a Liverpool side that finished, was it fourth last year? I'm not so sure where Liverpool, and they are now fast, surpassing Arsenal. Man City have had a huge drop off, which I'm so happy about. But yeah, still waiting for Man City to get relegated with 130 FFP breach. Yeah, charges. I had, okay, and I'm not so sure. Just take this with a pinch of salt. I had it went up from 115 to 130 because while they're investigating, they dug up a couple of other cases. So rumor has it that the verdict will be delivered in January. So we are still waiting to see what will happen on that. Yeah, I think that's it. Have a happy new year. Oh yeah, and once again, I'm telling you, every prediction I'm making is coming from my heart. And from my heart, I think, let me just say this, making a prediction from my heart, I am predicting Arsenal to win the league because I don't think Man City will have a glow up. Fabrizio Romano said that Man City's owners will be pumping a lot of money in on January to buy Bruno Guimaraes and Zubamendi. I don't really, Bruno Guimaraes and Zubamendi are not Rodri, and I don't really think Man City will have a glow up. So I think Liverpool will have a little fall off, and this is just a premonition. This is just in my head, and I don't know why I keep thinking this, but I have a feeling Van Dijk will get an injury. I'm not wishing injury on anyone. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not wishing injury on anyone, but there's this gut feeling in me that tells me Van Dijk will get an injury before the end of the season, and it won't be serious. It's just a gut feeling, and it won't be serious. It's just a minor injury that will put him out for like 6 games. And I think that's where Liverpool will have a dip, and I think that's where Arsenal will pick it up. And I think the top four by the end of the season will be Arsenal at first place, Liverpool in second, Nottingham Forest in third, and I think Chelsea will just sneak in a fourth. And if I had to add a fifth, I think Aston Villa will take fifth, Man City sixth. The Champions League, I think Liverpool will win the Champions League. I think Man United will win the FA Cup and the Europa League. Though we have Arsenal in the FA Cup coming next, a game I'm so scared about. But once again, Man United have a way of turning up in games that you don't really expect them to turn up on. And this is the FA Cup. We beat Liverpool last year, then beat City in the end. So I just think we'll sneak it in. Anyway, that's me. Make sure you like the video, subscribe. Help me reach 50 subscribers so that I can do live content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all on the next one.